I'm coming to earth. I'm coming to earth. I'm coming to earth. I'm coming to earth. I'm coming to earth.
I'm on planet Earth.
Area 72. My style, my flow, my works, my sounds are from Area 72. My style, my flow, my works, my sounds are from Area 72.
I'm on.
Yeah, man, we here. We here once again. I'm about to meet up with the legendary DJ Scratch That, DJ Boo, record player. My man's R.P.
We out here in my hometown, Chicago. As it says, it's an honor to be here on today's topic. So I was asked to come in and do this. So I'm like, okay, cool, I ain't got no problem. So this is just only part one. Part two will only come out if I decide. So won't nobody know about that until further notice. So this is what is called the Confession of Footwork Part 1. Because this was more of a documentary of something that was saying to Isaac Crossfire wanted to do something, just to talk a little bit about something. A couple of the things about the facts. It's nothing really bad. It's about the culture of it and where it's going and where it's at right now. So sit back. Whatever he throw at me, try my best to answer it. But my question is, what was one of the reasons why you wanted me to do this?
Well, the main reasons is you did it all. You came from dancing to starting to DJ to having a balanced struggle of either you wanted to dance or you want to stick to DJing. And when you told you stick to dancing, you more witnessed the elements of how the music came into plays, how you watch the people dance, and based on how you dance and how you watch people dance, you formulated to attract that total story of how people dance. So that's why I've came to you, since you did it all.
So that means a lot of the things that's about to be said is just me answering your questions. So if what do you want to mainly talk about at this moment? Is it more
my main
of the footwork, as it said? First of all, footwork deals with two parts. The name itself is a compound word. People don't ever catch on to it. It could be collaborated to one, which was just one word, footwork. That's part of unity. But it's like you got foot and work, so it's kind of a separation in between. So we go touch topics on the music as well as the dancing. So that's another one. So take it, do what you gotta do, and what you want to deal with at this moment. You want to start with the dancing itself, or you want to go into the music field?
First off, we're gonna start with the dancing field. So what was it like when you came up in the dancing world? Like what was the, let's say, the feel, the atmosphere of dancing back then versus what it is now?
The atmosphere back then was a lot of fun because it was so much going on with it. It wasn't no one thing, it was so many outlets. It was more from the south side that I come from. It was meet new people, new faces being welcomed in. It was cliques back then as well, within the dance group itself. But it was more about going out and having a nice time on stage performing. We performed on stage. It's a lot of the footage that never made it off of VHS tapes to where nobody thought it would be worth. It was like so much love to where nobody really cared about the footage at that moment, but it was like we still having fun. So it was, the music was nice, the footworking was nice, but back then it wasn't really called footworking, but the visualization was there. It was there. It was more of just dancing, and footwork came up out of it years later. So it was real nice and fun. It really was.
So when did you start witnessing more footwork than more of like, as far as like battle cliques than more than dance groups? Like when was your first time witnessing it?
It was basically I was knowing guys that was in House of Matic that already had branched off, but I didn't know nothing about it. And as other people in the group that was cool with them was coming back with these routines, these dance steps, and they were like, well, we learned this from this person, we learned this from that person, but it was never displayed at events unless you went to places like the Elk Lodge. Elk Lodge was places where House of Matic had their little things, dances, but it was more of when you get to these parties, it was tracks all night long for 6 hours. Tracks.
Now let me cut you off. Say the key word, parties and tracks. And I see that parties used to be the main elements of dances back then, of just having a good time and battling to the break of dawn to the next morning. So give us the insight of what was it like to really just parties of just hearing tracks all night and just having a ball.
First of all, I had to get used to it because Dion Milton was already doing it, and I never been to a Dion and Milton party. The first party I went to was before I even got in House of Matic, but it was a House of Matic event, and the sounds was like clean, clear. So that was the era of people coming in other than house music. House music had their events at the warehouse and stuff like that, but I didn't know about that. I was introduced straight into the ghetto house feel. Listen to Dion and Milton. The first party I went to, I had to check out the vibe, and it was people coming through the door, and the guy I was with, he knew some of the people, like, that's so-and-so from U5U, that's so-and-so from House of Matic. The first time I went to a party like that, it was a group called Pack Unit with nothing but girls. And as they coming through the door, they get in the circle, and they jump in the circle with the guys. Footwork, just footwork. And then here come Dave at China, getting these circles, footwork. So I was looking at it, but I was already dancing with this group called Mega Move. So that feel was a feel of saying, I would never known that it was young teenagers and young people in their young 20s in this environment to what it was like something that you never seen before, and it was still underground. So it was like, man, I gotta win the next party. I gotta come back. It was the atmosphere that what kept bringing it back. So if you had an interest of getting into it, those back then was the time to come into it. And it could still be like that today, but things happen over the years. So
well, we're gonna get to today's full, but let's fast forward a little bit to you entering the music field. You know, or what was that like for you? Like to be like, man, all these great tracks. You know, I want to give it a try and just give the element of my sounds of how I want to give my music to the people. So, what made you start making your music?
Because I really didn't have an interest. A lot of people would never know. I didn't have an interest in it. It was I was known for just spinning it, and I was just good at what I did, and the crowd was the one who kept feeding, like, man, dude he's nice on the 12s. He could spin them tracks. I was a fan favorite to get on, even where it was a Dion and Milton party at. And that was a blessing to me. But one day, we go over to that DJ Sluggo. Met Sluggo, and we went to his house to get a tape made. So as we get the tape made, he had a R70 drum machine there and a small, I think it was, I don't know if it was Pioneer or whatever it was. It was a small sample that he had with a button. He had like 6 small pads, not that big. And he was playing around with it. And I was like, oh wow. He started talking to me, saying, oh, these tracks I made off of this. But he was playing around with it, so I was like, okay, that seemed to be cool. I say, well, where did you get this from? He's like, I got this from the Guitar Center and blah, blah, blah. So I like, okay, cool. And that was it. So I was like, I'm gonna try it one day. So I started working and went to the Guitar Center and I saw it. So next thing you know, I picked it up and the rest was history. But I didn't ever think it was gonna take off to a whole different level to where it's at right now.
Okay. So fast forward again, you made the famous 1147.99, aka the Godzilla track, and then it was a point in time where they say the party started to downfall. Do you think that's what started to kill the elements of dancing and footwork in itself?
It was at that point in time, we dealing with now the beginning of battle cliques coming in. The crew, it was a crew getting ready to leave and a crew that was entering at the same time. The crew that was getting ready to leave but put a format on it was Gutter Thugs. And even before Wolfpack came, it was an experiment, the Dungeon. Ant Brown, Mike, a couple of other people. And they, to me, them boys was unique. They was just, I'm talking about goons, smooth. I call them like, they was like carbon monoxide.
Go to the shelter.
They was like carbon monoxide, man. Them boys from the Dungeon was cool, but it was more of, at the parties, Ant come in and sit back and watch. But on the floor, it was Gutter Thugs and the young Wolf Pack. So Gutter Thugs was getting ready to leave out, but then here comes Wolfpack. But that wasn't the ones who was killing the scene. It was more of the promoters getting the footwork, because the footworkers was bringing people in to come see them, but it was all about the era started changing. It was more about the scene, the music started changing. It was more catering to the females, the ladies. But a lot of people didn't know the ladies like to see the footworkers as well. And what it started killing it was dance groups, actually.
And why you say dance group? Because ain't no one said that but you, so.
Because dance groups I watched come in versus House-O-Matic and U5U, they would come in and they would party, and when they party with us, it was tracks all night. When the tracks started getting separated and switched to the side to where it was more of versatile reggae, rap. I wouldn't say hip hop, because hip hop, when nobody listen to that. And you would have let a song come on and the song that they use in the show, as a dance group use the show, I would actually see them 5, 6, 7, 8 in the party doing routines. That's when my first downfall of seeing it was dying. Right there. A lot of these dance groups, y'all don't know. If you was some of the dance groups that was in there, or you seeing this footage, y'all played a big part, man. Y'all sit back and y'all straight destroyed it. Y'all just started killing it. So what's happening today is nothing new. It was more of, let me show you what I did last night at this performance. No, man, that was the beginning of the killing it. And that ain't got nothing to do with footworking right now. It was a couple of footworkers that was bound to be coming up out of them dance groups, but the dance groups killed the party.
Okay. So now, you know, they say it was a post a little while ago where they say we don't give back to the people. You know, people don't show these kids that isn't still an element out the game to just dance and footwork. And I believe my man Sub-Zero once said that it's like if we don't get back to these kids, then we ain't gonna watch our community grow. So do you think people not really being serious of giving back is a major issue of why footwork is at a downfall?
What you giving back to? First of all, don't use that excuse to talk about give back when all the time, like somebody said, and Juan said it best, when parents stop participating in what the kids do, think about it. It was planted and being destroyed when you don't have the parents coming to the support no more. So if these kids, it could be used as an outlet, but yeah, you could give back something. What you giving back is honestly is saying, well, how to do it, how to dance. But the thing is, if you doing it for a good cause, you gotta search yourself what it is that you can't get these people to come support you. Yeah, you want to give back, and I'll ask you how you have to give back. It's all about getting these parents involved, but you gotta be very careful about how you get it. You want the parents back in.
So it ain't just giving back, it's the fact that you want the parents to steady support of what these kids trying to do.
It was the parents that were supporting the children and what they do, man. That's what we lost. That's part of it, but it can still be done in so many ways. About the kids, you gotta, it's all in the individuals. If the individuals say that they want to do something, do it by your actions. But it's everybody got some type of doubt within it, but it comes with the territory. It really do come with the territory.
So with people having doubts and feeling discouraged and people feeling mistreated and not giving these people a chance to shine on what to do, then the next minute they'll say, yeah, we need new people in the game, but the people that say we need people in the game be the main ones that put down new cats that's trying to help make a difference in the game. Why is that?
That's something that they have to answer, man. I guess it's a lot of pride and notoriety that they want to be seen and credited for their work. Come on, man, who don't?
Well,
who don't want to be credited for their work, man?
Well, let's get this example. The old school versus new school issue nonsense that, it's fast forward again to present time where it's 2011, 12, 13. And, the new old schoolers come out of nowhere like, who the hell is y'all? That's what the new school is feeling, telling us how we should dance and all that. Give us your insight on that.
It could go to who the hell are y'all versus the I would respect you, but when I came into this game, you wasn't here. What brings you up now? That's one. A lot of people feel toward the old schoolers. You had certain people that was involved. One of the two active old schoolers, one sat back and watched, the other one he sat back and he participated. The one who sat back and watched was always there. A lot of people think he was at Brown. The one who participated was that Quasi. Quasi did it. Quasi from out west, 187 all day long. Quasi was there. Ed Brown was there. At the dance downs, he was there. But when they speak and they talk, it's people look at them like they nobody. And that's a sign of disrespect. But my thing is like this though, but what is it? That's something to where it hurts me to see it. But I'm still trying to figure out, where did this all come about? Where did it come from? And I always thought only you could tell down what you feel. So whatever part about the footwork game is the footwork, for what I know it to have a better scene to what it is due to those who say it's dying, what they want to see. Yeah, it for you, it could be a better day. I know what to expect, but I can't give it to you. That's something you have to want for yourself, because now it's all in the people now.
which brings me to this next question. Everyone say do something about it or shut the fuck up. But what's more funny is when opportunity presents itself, no fool don't want to do something about it or take that advantage that's given to them. And I've seen that a lot within the past few years from me recording from the start of 07 all the way to now. And I'm sure you have seen that yourself from years that for decades as you've been in your footwork career. So why you think footworks want to contradict themselves and say, do something about it, but when the opportunity presents itself, they don't do shit?
Because, like somebody say, you still have to practice what you preach. Talk is cheap. It sounds good from a distance, from another mouth, talking about what you need to do. I've done the action. It's nothing I have to prove. And to tell you the truth, I didn't have to prove nothing. When you start having to prove something, that's when you start to fail. Another thing too, it's been so many free events. Like you say, nobody's been coming to it. Nobody, what is it that is, and a lot of it is not even, it got nothing to do with the promotion and the promoters. One of the biggest ones that I seen that was an upset that you was at, that when you didn't have this camera, is when Red Bull came and did the show over there at Millennium Park. When Spear, Rashad, Traxman, and Spear, Rashad, and Traxman,
and Bobby Skills.
Man, that was one. I come around the corner. Okay, we at Buckingham Fountain. Now, across over there the bridge, you could hear the music coming from off Wabash. I'm talking about, you don't get to hear that in the downtown area dealing with footwork music. So when I get to this area, I'm thinking I'm going to see a nice crowd of people. The only crowd I see was the people that was on stage and came to support, and that was still less than 20 people. Still less than 20 people. And this big, gigantic field with very few people just sitting there, but those that was there, they enjoyed it. But I was like, this was a free event. So people are too comfortable in their own comfort zone. If it's something to what I can't tell you on this camera to deframe anybody and where you have your event set, such as BGs, War Zones, T.U.F.F, and when it was the Burnout. Every one of those places have their differences, but still cater to, okay, we want to get you in. We want you to have a nice time. But certain some of those places that some people are going to go to, some people not going to go to. Some people support one. Nah, I don't go to that one. Nah, we ain't gonna. But at the end of the day, it's all about, you have to go to that spot and see what it is that they cater to get those kids in or those participants in. That's on the promoters and how they do it. If the promoter lets you in and show you publicly what it is that they do, my thing is this. I can tell you from a distance if it was edited or not. So that's how they like to say, when you in their domain, how they run their domain, that's how they do it. But other than that, I thank those places for giving these people opportunities. But it's gonna be other places to give out opportunities. But my thing is, when it does happen, don't hate on them. Don't hate on them, because it's other people that want to do something as well. But for the time being, the only places that's doing footwork events here in Chicago, you got T.U.F.F, you have Battlegrounds, and you have War Zones. So my thing is like this, y'all keep doing what y'all do, and honestly, I come and support, but I cost too much at this point in time to sit back, and for me to do something with y'all, it's gonna cost. Things happen. It's part of the business. It's going to cost you.
Well, here's what's ironic. Burnout was a free event for downtown for the people to come meet and one in the middle ground instead of, man, let's go all the way out south, let's go all the way out west for an event. And it was a free venue for everyone to come through just to dance and battle. If y'all want to get your anger out and battle one-on-one, we will set that up, you know. But people still better support, and it was sad to a point where me and Locke had to say, this is our final one, then everybody comes. And then what's more ironic, you came support, Rashad and Phil came through. It was just sad for that to happen, and that just makes me, and it just made me realize, like, it's upsetting to where you steady contradict yourself on saying, oh, I'm gonna do me regardless and all that. But your talk is cheap, as you say.
It's one thing I have to go into details with these footworkers, and from what I'm seeing from the distance. Footwork is considered dead when somebody else, I say, it's not dead. They mean it's dead because you're not putting no life into it. You can footwork and not put no life into it. That's what makes it, to me, that's what makes it look dead. And it's so many battles going on, man. You get tired of seeing the same thing. And you got these competitions going. It's competitions that's killing it. Honestly, too many competitions is killing it. It's nothing wrong with you want to compete. Slow it down. It's every night, every part, every day. If I put like this, if you want to find out if footwork is really dead, take the competition up out of it and see who comes to these events. Oh, they'll come, but at the same time, they be like, well, oh, it's really not dead. Go and have a nice time. Only those who basically saying it's dead are the ones. You gotta ask yourself, what part are you planning to kill it?
So when you say get rid of the competition, you mean like get rid of the tournaments and just let people dance just to dance, like straight flat out battle, like all day and all night? Or you saying it as far as like, you know, let these kids enjoy themselves? Like, you know, some people don't want to be a part of these unnecessary competitions to a point where it's like it's going to get boring, because like people going to have that expectation, like, yeah, he going to win, yeah, that person going to win, and all that. And then let's not forget, it's brand new faces that come every now and then that's trying to get their shine on and get their face heard.
It's kind of hard, man, dealing with these kids that people try to get their face in. If that's the issue, man, that's like saying you trying to be the star of the day. It's nothing wrong with wanting to be seen, man. I can only tell you, do what it do that's gonna work for you, man. Only thing I can tell you what worked for me was I had love for it, meaning to where I didn't think about what the outcome of what I was gonna do was gonna say, I'm gonna be some type of famous celebrity one day. I just pray to say, if I become a celebrity or whatever it is, let me have a humble heart to do what's right, because that will open up more doors to say it's something about the music and the culture that's missing. What's missing is the mystery and bringing it out. Nobody, not even I know what the true mystery of it's gonna be. My thing is, if I'm still doing something to enhance the music or whatever else, I take the shoes with me too. So footwork, I'm not gonna sit back and say footwork is dead. I wanted to outlive me. Well, it did anyway. It was here before I was. Think about it. It just got labeled as I was in it, but it was already there.
Okay.